Hello everybody. Okay, so step 2 for this model kit of this Zero is going to be to use some primer on the inside of the cockpit area of the two fuselage pieces, and I will also be priming the cockpit pieces. Now this particular kit is exceedingly simple. There are not a lot of pieces to it. So on the instructions, it has me working the fuel tank first and then the wings, but that's not the order that I'm going to go in. I'm going to skip to what is piece number 5, or instruction number 5, which is the assembly of the fuselage. I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to go back and do the earlier parts. So the priming will involve priming this internal part here of the cockpit on the fuselage, and then of course the exact same thing over here on this side. And then also we've got this piece right here, which is part of the cockpit. We've got the pilot, which sometimes when I'm working a kit that has a pilot, I will not put the pilot in there. But in this case, there's no seat. So if I don't put the pilot in there, it's going to look a little silly. So I will put the pilot in there. And then also we've got the two pieces of the instrument cluster, instrument panel. I think that was it. And then there was one piece that's going to have to go into the back of the fuselage right here as the two pieces of the fuselage are being put together. So I'll have to prime that too. I don't remember which piece that was. It might have been this rear landing gear here. Either way, what's going to happen is I'm going to prime these pieces using Tamiya surface primer, and this is Tamiya brand, right? I know it is, but for some reason I'm second guessing myself and I don't see the word Tamiya written real big across it. Anyway, I'm going to be using this surface primer. I have used this on the majority of the models that I've worked, the most recent models that I've worked, even though that's been years since I've worked any, and this stuff is really fantastic. You can do primer through an airbrush. Every video I've ever watched on it seems to indicate it's a little bit more complicated to deal with primer in an airbrush. I've never tried it, so I still use a rattle can primer for priming my pieces. So, you know, do whatever works for you. Anyway, so what will happen is I will get these pieces primed, not the outside of the fuselage. I won't be priming the outside of the fuselage until the plane is much more assembled than it is. But I will be priming those pieces, and then I will be painting them afterward. After I prime them, I will be painting them. And then I will assemble the fuselage. Now, when I go to prime the fuselage after it is assembled, I will have to mask off or protect the inside of the cockpit because it will already be painted. And if I just leave it open and I prime the outside of the fuselage, well, I'm going to re-prime everything that I just finished painting. So in the past, I've done it two different ways. You can try to put tape over it, but also you can take silly putty or, you know, Play-Doh or something like that and stuff it all down in there so that there's no access for the primer or the paint to get down into whenever I go to prime and then eventually paint the fuselage. Anyway, that's step 2. Thanks for watching, and once it's primed, I'll make another video, or I may even make a video of me priming it. I'm not sure. Thank you. Bye now.